What's up, sports fans? What's up, world? This is MC Run with his co-host.
It's Kenneth.
And we are keeping it 10 toes down. We are the sports podcast that keeps on giving back to you. Like a Kendrick Lamar and Drake diss tracks going back and forth, back and forth.
Push-ups ready.
Huh?
I told them to get their push-ups on because they not like us.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Exactly. Oh, as just a little side note, just as a fan of both Kendrick and Drake, I have been loving these last couple of weeks of music. I'm just really, once again, still upset that, come on, Kendrick, you could have, I understand what Drake replied with the Heart Part 6. It wasn't as, wasn't as strong as you wanted it to be for a rebuttal, but I need another song. I need more music. I need more new music.
We're trying to make a playlist out of these diss tracks. They gonna have to give us at least 2 more each.
Exactly. Because I was like, oh, it felt like I was getting new music. Like I was getting spoiled. Okay, I was getting new music by my two favorite artists like every single day. It was like I was like, yes, more. I need more of this. And then like now it stopped. Like, no, you spoiled me. You shouldn't have done it.
It's good though, because Past the Future is dropping on Friday. Tomorrow he is dropping at 12 a.m. So hopefully it's some more good so we can get this going. Drake getting his feelings again. It is Future versus Drake.
Oh, this is I don't need it to be Future versus Drake, man, because they both make such good music together. Come on, think about it.
It's already done. We'll never get a watch What a Time to Be Alive too. We'll never get.
Anyway, but also, the NBA playoffs, other than the Drake and Kendrick beef, which is like dominating pop culture right now, dominating really even like, as you see, even dominating sports talk. But what has also been occurring is the NBA playoffs, right? We're now in the second round. By the way, we are recording this podcast on May 9th. May 9th. We're about a week away from your birthday, ain't we, KJ?
Literally 1 week away.
So yeah, a week away from my man KJ. We might have to record right on your birthday. No, next week, KJ, we are recording right on your birthday, man. We got to.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna be on the beach with my toes somewhere.
Oh,
toes in the sand.
So it might be a week off. It's okay. Because I can't run this thing by myself. But anyway, can't. But yes, we're recording this podcast on May 9th, 2024. It is 8:16 p.m. and right now it's at halftime with the Celtics versus the Cavs. But look, let's talk a little bit about the first round, because I know when we were talking about it, a few series ended, but a couple did not end. I think when last time we recorded the podcast, I don't think
the Knicks were still going.
Yeah, Knicks were still going.
The Cavs were still going.
Yeah, Cavs were still going, and the Mavericks and Clippers series were still going. To wrap everything up in the bow, Mavs beat the Clippers in 6. I think I predicted that too. Cavs beat the Magic in 7. I know I predicted that. And then what was that other series? He said, yeah, Knicks beat Knicks beat Philly in 6. Yeah, Knicks beat Philly in 6.
That one was gonna happen.
Lost $20.
Yes, sir.
Lost $20.
I'm a richer man.
Yeah,
money.
Definitely. But and now the second round series has gone on up. So KJ, how do you feel about the playoffs so far? With the end of these series, and then the beginnings of these series, Knicks and Pacers, OKC and Dallas, Celtics, Cavs, and then the Wolves and the Nuggets, especially the Wolves and the Nuggets.
So, like I was saying, man, it's really weird to not see LeBron, KD, and or Steph in the playoffs anymore. It kind of feels like a new guard is coming into the league. No, pun intended, no, not intended. But I am thoroughly impressed about what I'm seeing with this NBA playoffs. Like it's all. I ain't gonna say all the games are good, but none of the games are bad. Even the Magic and the Cavs. Watching Paolo go off, I think Paolo had like 40 points one game, 39 if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was game 6. Yeah,
he went off game 6. I need the Cavs and the Cavs and the Knicks. They gonna have to get it together because they looking like them last series. They looking like they didn't want to close them things out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm thoroughly impressed on what I've been seeing so far, and I'm really tuned in to the Wolves and Nuggets series. I'm watching that like a hawk.
Yeah. My takeaway from the playoffs so far. The only series that really surprised me is the Knicks beating the Knicks beating the 76. That's I would say that's the only one that really took me for a shock. Even though I predicted the Bucks versus Pacers series incorrectly, but I did say if it lasts less than 7 games, I said the only way the Bucks are beating the Pacers is in 7 games. I said if it lasted anything less than that, the Pacers are winning the series. So even that series did not surprise me. Talking about the new guard, pun intended or not intended, we're talking about these new young guards and Anthony Edwards and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander SGA. Actually, let me talk about a little bit about the Thunder. I think I did pick the Thunder to win the series, but I think I picked them to win in 6. I was not expecting them to actually sweep the New Orleans Pelicans. I thought some of their youth would come into play. So far, their youth has not really came into play. They've won, and they took the first game off the Mavericks as well. So this young Thunder team, one thing we cannot say about either this young Thunder team and even the young Timberwolves team, which is I think are they like the third youngest? No, not the third youngest, but like I know they still have a couple old pieces, but like a lot of their front pieces are kind of young guys, like with their main front man being Edwards, but even Karl Anthony Towns, I think he's like 27, 28. So he's still in his 20s. You got to kill Alexander Walker. You just got a whole bunch of good pieces. I just can't think. Mike Conley. They still got him. Nas Reed, Mr. Six Man of the Year himself. But yeah, just this younger guard of players are starting to kind of show themselves, starting to say, hey, just because we're young doesn't mean we can't win. Doesn't mean that we don't have to follow this antiquated formula of, yeah, you have a young team, they they make the playoffs, okay, they lose. The first step is making the playoffs. Then the second step is, getting to the second round. Then the third step is finally getting to the conference finals. Like, no, they're like, listen, we can win now. We can win the championship today. Like, we don't care about the steps that the young teams have to take. So, yeah, both of these teams have really impressed me. Especially the Wolves going up 2-0 against the defending champion Nuggets.
And let me tell you, the reason why they are beating them is because they are using the formula that the Lakers should have stayed with since they won the bubble championship. Because one of the reasons why LA lost is, even though they're a bigger team, you know what I'm saying, they still couldn't do nothing with Jokic. But as opposed to where Minnesota, who's an even bigger team than the Lakers, they have 3 bigs to throw at him. They can throw Nas Reed at him, they can throw Gobert at him, and they can throw Cat at him whenever Cat comes at, or whenever Cat is healthy.
Well, no, I think Cat is healthy. I think the one that's not healthy is Mr. DPOY, Rudy Gobert. No. He is healthy. I remember he had a newborn.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't play last game because he just had a kid. So shout out to that man.
Yeah.
They have a spectacular player. Like they have the formula and they're younger. So it's just like, man, like if they sweep them, I don't think they will. But if they do, oh man, that'll be pandemonium amongst the league.
I know you. I know Lakers fans or / LeBron fans. Really, I know the LeBron fans are going to be happy here. We're like, yeah.
These are for this playoffs. As long as they play the Nuggets, these are no longer the Minnesota Timberwolves. These are the Los Angeles Timberwolves.
But yeah, but yeah, you are 100% correct with that's the reason why because people are talking about how like the Lakers bubble championship, like the more that they lose in like the first round, the more that they'll say, hey, their bubble championship was actually fake and all that bull crap. I'm like, they understand that the team they had in the bubble is a completely different team that they had even that next year. That next year they got rid of their whole team, really, almost because they could. Think about who they had. Sorry if y'all hear me rubbing my eyes. I got some of my eyes, but anyway. But yeah, think about it. And I'm going to get back to this year's playoffs anyway. But I got to make MC Rock's got to make a point. He's got to go off on tangents. But anyways, the Lakers had other than Anthony Davis and LeBron James, because that's literally the only constant between that team in 2020 and the team now. Like that's the only really main constant. All the other pieces have changed. So think about that 2020 team outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Of course, those are the your big two. But you had Kyle Kuzma. You had Kyle Kuzma, Alex Caruso. You had Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. You had Danny Green. You had Rajon Rondo. And then not to mention there are 3 bigs. There are 2 other bigs and JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. Who else? I think that was mainly huh? Oh yeah, they also had playoff Rondo. Huh? Yeah, oh yeah, he said who else? Yeah, but they also had playoff Rondo, which means you had a piece. You had a piece where, or you had a player to where, hey, LeBron can now go sit on the bench and he can run the offense, and you don't lose that much, because the problem with the Lakers now is that when LeBron goes to the bench, guess what? They got nobody really to run the offense through. So everything kind of becomes discombobulated. They don't have a point guard. Huh?
And plus minus is terrible when LeBron comes off the court.
So yeah, and like that's the reason why the Lakers have now. If they would have just kept the team, if they really would have just ran it back with the team that they had last year, they probably would have won another championship by now, to be perfectly honest. Because once again, all rewinds back to this series with the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves. As you said, they have Nas Reed. They have Karl Anthony Towns. They have Rudy Gobert. So you have 3 bigs that you're constantly guarding Jokic with. You're letting him see 3, because if you let Jokic see the same defender now down the stretch, he's gonna. But if you, and that's how you have to defend, like, honestly, great players. You got to throw different defenders at it. Throw them different looks, because you're not. Once again, you're not gonna stop. Well, you're really never gonna stop Jokic, but you can like at least slow him down a tiny bit if you're able to always have those rotation of bigs. Always have it. So and now you see now you're seeing now you're seeing the Minnesota Timberwolves employ that same strategy combined with Ant-Man. Looks like he's starting to tap into that. Hey, I have the potential to be the best player in the league type potential that I said he's been having for even before once again even before it was popular. Because now people are saying it. People have been saying it for the last 2 years, but I've been saying this on this podcast before it was a popular thing to do.
That
But
man is him, bro. He is him, straight from the Himalayas.
the player straight from the Himalayas. But but yeah. So, but I also want to talk about this New York Knicks team, this series that they're up 2-0 against the Pacers, and it's for one specific reason. Well, other than Jalen Brunson, but well, two reasons. We know in the playoffs, your weaknesses get magnified, especially if you have a glaring one, like the Indiana Pacers did throughout this whole season. What was their weakness? We mentioned on the podcast. Everybody's mentioned it. Their lack of defense. Yes, they had. Yes, they had. I think they had the top offense in the league this past season, averaging 120 something points a game or something like that. It was something around that. But guess what? They also had one of the worst defenses in the league. I would say probably like the second worst. You know, the worst defense in the league is my Wizards. But if you are if you are in any kind of category with my Wizards, that ain't a good thing. And so that was one thing. Like, of course, that didn't affect them in the previous series because, honestly, one, Doc Rivers, two, the Bucks didn't have Giannis, and then I think for one game they didn't even have Dame. So they kind of were able to, because the Bucks weren't at their full capacity, and they have a coach that, routinely underachieves. That wasn't going to really affect them. But now you see as a Knicks team that's that's gritty, that's tough, that will defend. Now you see those weaknesses, the lack of defense coming up. Also, offensive rebounds. They out like we saw it in their previous years against the Sixers. How just the Knicks kept on getting second chance points and the second chance points. It was like the same story in these first two games. Like the Knicks will miss a shot, but then guess what? Here comes Josh Hart. Here comes Precious Achua. Here comes Hartenstein. Those are three of the getting those offensive rebounds. It's just like y'all got to keep them off the boards because
they have so much energy.
yeah.
Well, especially with all of these players that we're naming, they are energy guys. So yeah, they're gonna do a lot of the great things on offense that you want them to do. Especially I'll see what's the name? What's the guy name that just out there?
Josh Hart. Talking about?
No.
It's about Hartenstein.
You're forward.
You're forward. You talking about Precious Achua?
No.
Randall.
Randall ain't even been playing.
Oh, you talking about a forward for the Knicks, right?
OG Anunoby.
Oh, OG. Oh, okay.
Anunoby has been that last game, bro. It seemed like every 3-pointer he could step into, he was smacking it. Unfortunately, he hurt his ankle, so he's not gonna be playing next game. But my only question with the Knicks is, can y'all keep it up? Y'all got all this energy and this, that, and the third. Are y'all gonna run out? If not, they are a scary team, bro. They are scary.
They are really scary, and Jalen Brunson's starting to become a superstar. Like once again, I clowned him on this podcast for the Knicks getting Jalen Brunson, but I have stood corrected 15,000 times over. This man is also is turning into a superstar. If he's not, honestly, he's probably already there. Like Jalen Brunson is like becoming that dude, and it's just crazy to me. Like it really is.
The new guards.
Definitely, it is the new guard. Once again, but yeah, just shout out to them. Now I do believe that the Knicks are gonna win that series. I think the Knicks. I don't. Once again, I never trusted. I don't trust the Pacers, especially defensively. Once again, your weaknesses in the playoffs always get magnified, especially if you have a glaring one like the Pacers do.
On defense, and you got to play Jalen Brunson.
Exactly. Also, but one thing I would say is that T.J. McConnell, because even I noticed it, and then the commentators noticed it too. They were like, "Hey, T.J. McConnell was able to get into Jalen Brunson a little," and honestly, the Pacers, like, they went on a little run. Their best shot was when they actually did not. Was actually when oh my god, Tyrese Halliburton was on the bench. I think they who they had on the. I know he was on the bench. They had T.J. McConnell. They had Turner. Obi Toppin. I forgot who else. A couple of, but because I can't really think off the top of my head. It was number 22. I forgot his name, but that's when they were able to go on the best run because yes, those guys didn't like provide a lot, as in like that scoring punch you want. However, defensively, they were able to like kind of bother the Knicks a little bit, especially like was it T.J. McConnell on Jalen Brunson, and like I was thinking the same thing. Why are you taking T.J. McConnell out? You saw that. I understand you probably wanted to get Nembhard and Tyrese Halliburton back in, to help your offense. But the thing is, him being in the game helped you, and like. And he was able. I'm not saying he was able to stop Jalen Brunson, but he was able to bother him. He was able to get up in him. If I was a Rick Carlisle, I would have kept T.J. McConnell in. Until I would have rolled with him till the wheels fell off. Because the moment they took T.J. McConnell out. That's when like the Knicks pretty much seized control of the game because they didn't really have anybody to get into defend Jalen Brunson like T.J. McConnell, because honestly the Knicks don't really have that much of a scoring punch outside. Probably on OG Anunoby, but once again, he got hurt. But so outside of Jalen Brunson, they didn't really have that much of a scoring punch. So because once again, Randall's hurt. So that's just. But I just can't wait to see the rest of these games. I really can't. I want to see how. I'm really excited to see how all these series turn out.
I need to see Ant-Man beat the brakes off the Denver Nuggets. I need to see a gold rush, man. Like, first of all, let me tell y'all, I'm starting to not like the organization of the Denver Nuggets.
Why is that?
Which is crazy because y'all know my favorite athlete of all time is Carmelo Anthony.
Hello.
So I like Denver, the Nuggets and everything like that, blah blah woody woo. Um, but not only did y'all give Jokic number 15, y'all also trying to y'all. I feel like they trying to bury my name, my boy Carmelo Anthony name. Over here talking about some they should retire both numbers. No, no, y'all are violating. Y'all violating.
But I okay, KJ. I am a Carmelo Anthony fan
You
myself.
gonna give a sec. I understand it's Jokic now, but at the time you gonna give a second round pick number 15.
But they were feeling petty because I questioned that too. Like when I was in, and I'm like when I first saw once again, this is before Jokic became Jokic. When I first saw them, like they just let somebody else have number 15. Like I'm like at the time, I'm like Carmelo Anthony is the best player y'all ever had. Like y'all would want to retire that number, but sometimes organizations are petty. Like look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They gave they were supposed you were supposed to retire number 10 for Tyreek Hill,
Yep,
and then you give it to Isaiah Pacheco.
crazy.
Once again, sometimes organizations are petty.
That's an op movement.
Organizations are petty. All right. Because they feel like, hey, you shouldn't have left us. So guess what? We're gonna give somebody else your number since you want to leave us.
Well,
Instead of
them and George Karl was being dumb, but that's a conversation for another day.
but yeah. Now, what I did not like, because I saw the same thing of them trying to retire both Carmelo Anthony and Jokic's number. What I don't like was I saw a whole bunch of people commenting and saying, "Oh, Carmelo don't doesn't deserve to be hung up in Denver. Oh, he didn't win an MVP. Oh, he didn't bring a championship to the. Like I saw so much Carmelo Anthony disrespect. I'm like, whoa. I understand. First of all, I understand that Carmelo Anthony never won an MVP. I understand he didn't bring a championship to the Denver Nuggets. All right, I understand that. All right, but you've got to understand you gotta kind of understand the like
It's politics, man.
that, and you also gotta understand like people don't understand like you're getting rid of all you. Oh, sorry. They're talking about how Carmelo did not win an MVP for Denver without doing any sort of context whatsoever because Carmelo was competing with LeBron in his prime. Jokic is dealing with old man LeBron. Old man LeBron is nowhere near the player that young prime LeBron is.
Carmelo was also competing with Kobe.
Yes, prime Kobe.
He was also competing with the Spurs. Come on, man. The West was not easy.
Yeah, and I'm like you're getting rid of all sorts of context. Like, yes, Jokic did bring a championship to Denver. Not going to take that away from him. I still maintain Jokic is the greatest player in Denver Nuggets history. Yes, he's the best player. Yes, he's the best to wear number 15 in a Nuggets uniform. And yes, I will concede that. I'm sorry, KJ, but I have to concede that.
You telling me?
However,
over Carmelo
huh?
You telling me you'll take Jokic over Carmelo Anthony if you had a draft?
In a heartbeat.
You're crazy.
In a heartbeat.
Jokic can't even jump 2 feet in the air. I've seen Carmelo jam on Kobe Bean.
It depends on what I'm looking for too. Like if I'm just starting a franchise, I'm taking Jokic every day over every day all day over Carmelo. But yeah, it's just a lot of. I just think Yes, Carmelo Anthony does deserve his flowers, even though people now want to hate on Carmelo Anthony because all he does is ISO ball. I'm like, first of all, back when Carmelo was playing in his prime, ISO ball was the way of the game. Honestly, it just did it. Got, now it turned in. Basketball evolves over time. Now we're in this area of era of pace, space. Everybody's everybody basically took that 2014 Spurs model and that and the 2015-16 Warriors model and just kind of applied it to what they're doing now. And then you know that's pretty much what has happened. And so now we're in an era of really positionalist basketball where your point guard really isn't like your point guard is just your best ball distributor. So, for example, you would think Jokic is a center, but technically he's actually the point guard for the Nuggets. But it is what it is. But yes, Jokic is the greatest player in Denver Nuggets history. However, what we're not going to do is disrespect Carmelo Anthony and not act like he deserves his flowers and act like he's not a top 75 player of all time. Act like he's not one of the greatest scorers that we have ever seen on a basketball court. Yes, did he have his deficiencies on defense? Did he have his deficiencies probably like being a playmaker and all that? Yes, he did. But once again, what player does not have deficiencies? What great player does not have deficiencies? All right? So we are not going to act like Carmelo Anthony is not a top 75 player. We are not going to act like Kobe did not say two of the players that he had the hardest time guarding. He said one of them he said was Tracy McGrady. The other one he said was Carmelo Anthony. We are not going to just brush over that. But it's okay. Speaking of Jokic, let's go ahead and talk about these NBA awards, KJ. We've got a now 3-time MVP in Nikola Jokic because he is the 2023-2024 NBA League MVP. So, and we're going to get to the other awards. So, KJ, how do you feel about Jokic winning his third MVP?
Snub. Y'all should have gave it to SGA. I understand that Jokic Jokic is Jokic. Everybody loves him. We marvel at the dancing bear in the basketball. Right? But is Jokic the best player on the best team in the West? No. That's Shai Gilgeous. His team was number one in the West. He averaged 36, 6, and 2. He's leading the NBA in steals. And again, he's the best player on the best team in the West. Which is, I think, the second best team in the league. I don't know. Jokic is cool. He's not averaging a triple-double. He is first in points, second in steals, but still, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like Shai Gilgeous is a lot more.
First, I feel like Luka should have won MVP. So yes, I do believe it was a snub, but I understand why Jokic won MVP. Do you want to know why, KJ?
They're trying to bury Melo.
No, that's not. That's not because they're trying to bury Carmelo Anthony. That's the current generation of basketball fans trying to bury Carmelo Anthony because he didn't play in this space. His prime wasn't in this space area, so now people think. But anyway,
you gave Carmelo Anthony space and pace the space the way. What, boy? Anyway, another topic.
But the reason why Jokic won MVP this year is because he should have won it last year. And so now the voters are basically here, let's make up for our mistake because we shouldn't have given the award to Joel Embiid. Yes, I'm still saying Jokic should have won MVP last season, but
Embiid should have won, and
no,
they
no,
need
no,
to let
because
bygones be bygones. It is
Embiid
what it is.
bitched, moaned, and complained, and then realized that he wasn't as good as Jokic.
They ain't got nothing to do with this season. They snubbed my boy SGA.
No.
The NBA MVP is starting to look like the Grammys, the Oscars. Give it to the man with the talent, man. No, I'm kidding.
No, but I'm just saying, Jokic was snubbed last year. I don't care. MVP, and in my opinion, Embiid wasn't the MVP. Did he have a great season? Of course. All NBA worthy? Of course. Deserved, really deserved. So, but my MVP was Nikola Jokic last season. I'm not going to bang the table because I only bang the table for the real my MVP, Josh Allen. But anyway, and maybe, but so in order to make it up to Jokic, they're like, here, Jokic, we know we're sorry, we messed up. We realize Embiid shouldn't have won MVP last season. Technically, if Embiid was healthy this season for all throughout this whole season, he would have actually won MVP. To be perfectly honest, this wouldn't even be a conversation. To be perfectly honest. Anyway, but yeah, so they were like, here, we're gonna make this up for you. We're gonna make this up for you, Jokic, and here's your MVP. Here's your MVP trophy that you kind of don't deserve because honestly, it's either Luka. I would have been fine with Luka or SGA. I just don't think Jokic shouldn't have won. Once again, I really wanted Luka to win it, but I would have been fine with SGA. It's just that it's this felt like a year. Like, what did Jokic do special than this year? What did he do special this year that he didn't do his other two MVP years? Hell, I think he had a better season last season than he did this season.
Snub.
So, but let's talk about these other awards though. KJ, Defensive Player of the Year.
The other snub.
Rudy Gobert. How do you feel about this one?
How is it Rudy Gobert? Why are y'all snubbing my man AD? Anthony Davis. I don't care what Rudy Gobert got going on. Anthony Davis is the best defender in the National Basketball Association. That man can guard 1 through 5.
So can Gobert to an extent.
To an extent. AD can do it. AD can do it. AD has played most of the games this year. AD is second in blocks. AD is second in rebounds. Third and fourth in contested 2s and 3s. Come on, man.
What about people who were saying that Wemby should have won it?
Yeah, Wemby has more blocks. Wemby has more steals. Wemby has more.
And people are even saying, even in the advanced stats, that Wemby actually, I don't pay attention to the advanced stats. I just try to pay attention, like actually watch the game, and like I don't need. Hey, this guy, if he handles the ball 2.3%, no, I don't give a crap about advanced stats.
Wemby almost has double the blocks that Gobert has, and he's a rookie. That means his first 20 games, 15, 20 games, he had to learn and catch up and get the speed.
And he was on a minutes restriction.
So if even if you keep him on the minutes restriction, just look at him post 20 games. This man was eating. Literally. Everything people was putting up was food. I remember seeing a video this man put together, bro. They literally you would have guards coming in from half court. They'll see Wemby. They're clearly on a fast break, a 3v1 fast break. They get up in the paint with Wemby and they kick it out. They don't even attempt. They get big. Players get in front of Wemby and then the whole play change. Now you got to find a way to go around him because he's gonna block your shot. Come on, man. It shouldn't have been. AD Wemby. I know one thing. It shouldn't have been Gobert.
I mean, people are saying because Minnesota had the best defense in the league, and people are like, listen,
that ain't Rudy Gobert's fault. He's contributed for sure. But if you're talking about defensive player this ain't a defensive team of the year.
And I said, and a lot of people who have talked about this have said this isn't defensive team of your to your point. This isn't defensive team of the year. This is about the defensive player. This is about the individual defender. What do they do when they're on the court? In my estimation, I agree with you with AD. And the games I saw with the Lakers and AD was on the court. I even mentioned on this podcast. I even talked about it on TikToks, where AD was just a freaking monster defensively. He may have been 7 for 18 for 16 points, but his rebound, his defense, he was just everywhere. So yeah, I would have accepted. It's just that, the winners for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year was kind of like you said, it kind of felt like a Grammy, the Grammys, or how the Academy just chose who they wanted, and it wasn't who actually was the best player, for that award. Because, like you said, KJ, not saying Rudy Gobert was definitely a contributor to the Wolves having the number one defense, but also the other pieces, what about Mike Conley? What about Ant-Man? People are talking about Ant-Man being the best two-way player in the game. So, which means he's attributed to that defense too.
He's probably the best defender on the team. And then Cat 7 feet.
Yes, and then you have Naz Reid, who's a pretty good big man defender in his own right. I think I mentioned a couple of other pieces but the Wolves as a team are great defensively. But yeah, I would have been fine with Anthony Davis or Wemby, but I understand why. Once again, this is another reason why I understand why they gave it to Gobert, because of the Minnesota's defense. He's the best defender on the best team in the league. The best defensive team in the league. But it is what it is. But the Rookie of the Year, no surprise, was Wembanyama. Yeah. KJ, are we surprised?
No, not at all. That man is a monster. I can't. Him in the next. I'm thinking year 3. Oh my God. What?
And then the next 2 awards were I didn't write down who won Coach of the Year, but whatever. But sixth man was Naz Reid, and the most improved player was Tyrese Maxey. I don't really have that much complaints about both of those. I think they both deserved their awards. Tyrese Maxey really elevated himself until because the reason why Tyrese Maxey deserved the award is because remember the Sixers got rid of James Harden. Tyrese Maxey made James Harden expendable. Like so, definitely shout out to him. Definitely shout out to him. But let's get to a little fun topic, KJ. Fun little basketball topic. We're talking about this whole new guard. We're talking about this whole youth movement throughout the NBA, and so I want to and I saw this post on Instagram, and it was like rank the last 4 number 1 overall picks. Rank them, but we here at Keep It 10 Toes Down, we're overachievers. So I want us to rank the last 5 number 1 overall picks. So the last 5 are as follows. In 2019, you have Zion Williamson. 2020, you have Ant-Man. 2021, you have Cade Cunningham. 2022, you have Paolo. In 2023, you have the man himself, Wembanyama. So, KJ, how would you rank these 5?
1 and 2 are kind of hard, but I'm going Wemby, number 1. I'm going Ant, number 2. I'm going Paolo, number 3. And then, yes, I have Cade Cunningham at 4 and Zion at 5. Why? Because Zion is not... I understand Cade Cunningham is also not healthy, but Zion is extremely not healthy. So I have to give him a little bit of a
Though he remained healthy, relatively healthy this whole season.
He did. But that was more, like I said, that was more easier. The last 2 are more easier for me than the first 2. I wanted to put Ant number 1. And I wanted to put Ant number 1, but just seeing Wemby's potential. Like I said, post game 25, that offensively, defensively, he's too much to handle. I feel like you might can put somebody on Ant. They're still gonna get rocked like a cradle. But, you know what I'm saying? But Wemby. I have never seen grown men just so afraid to go in the paint. It's like an electric fence. The dogs just smell it, bro. They go up to the fence and they're like, "Oh, wait, hold on. We need to go somewhere else because we about to get hurt."
All right, so let me rank them.
Take the table, sir.
Yep, props. I'm going from 5 all the way to 1 because I like to build anticipation like that. And once again, people, this is my list. This is my personal opinion. So if you have a different opinion, hey, we all have different strokes for different folks. But anyway, 5 I've got Paolo. It was close. It was really close with these 2. Yeah, number 4. Yeah, number 5 I have Paolo. And number 4 I have Cade. The reason why I have not watched that much of Paolo, but I've only watched a little bit.
Have you seen this man? This man is like also a two-way player. Like this man is
I know, but in my opinion, he's not asked to do as much as a Cade Cunningham is. What I mean is Cade Cunningham is basically asked to be, and I just don't think Powell not necessarily is asked to be kind of like the main guy, even though he actually sort of is. But you've got Franz Wagner, you really got the Wagner Bros. You've got
shout out to Michigan.
Yeah, you got Cole Anthony there. You've got Jonathan Isaac. You've got I think they still have Wendell Carter Jr. Like you've got all these different pieces, even though he's the main piece, but it's not. Hey, Paolo, everything is on you. You've gotta bring us out of the doldrums. Like Cade Cunningham is Detroit is asking Cade Cunningham, "Hey, dude, you gotta bring us out of the doldrums." And Cade's like, "I just got Jaden Ivey in in not Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren with me." Yeah, like
White Howard 2.0.
But they're not nowhere near,
Ready. They're both.
yeah, as So, but yeah, but it was kind of just like kind of hard because I haven't had maybe the more I see of Paolo, and that's also on me. Like once again, I will admit once again, keep 10 toes. I have not watched as much as Paolo. I have not watched as much of Paolo as I have of Cade, Wemby, Zion, and Ant-Man. So that's also what's affecting my rankings. So I probably would, if I saw a little bit more, if I watched a little bit more of Paolo, I probably would, rank him a little bit higher. But once again, this is of what I have seen. All right. So number 4, Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham. I just think Cade Cunningham gets kind of like a bad rap. Like people like kind of forget about him because he's on the Detroit Pistons, on your Pistons. I just think he's in a bad situation. I think he's a little bit better, huh?
He always hurt.
That's true as well. But I just see, for me, and also, I'm also factoring in potential. So I am looking at the players what they are now, but I'm thinking about what they can be in the future. I think Cade in the future can be better than Paolo.
Absolutely.
Because I think the tools that Cade, I think especially offensively, maybe not defensively, I think Paolo has more tools defensively than Cade, but we're in a place more offensive league. So honestly, offense is going to matter just a little bit more than defense is. I believe Cade has a lot more tools offensively, being a playmaker, being a scorer, than Paolo does. Being not saying Paolo doesn't have any of those things. Once again, I need to watch more of Paolo. I have not seen as much as I would like to. But yeah. Number 3, I have Wemby. Now, anybody, all basket, how are you going to rank Wemby 3? If I strictly make, should Wemby be number 1? Probably, but this is his rookie season. I don't want to just automatically say, hey, he's going to be the greatest out of all 5 of these guys. He's going to have we've only seen one season out of him. Because what can happen to Wemby, he can become a modern day Ralph Sampson. And for some people who don't know who Ralph Sampson was, he was number one overall pick from the Rockets. A guy, I think his first, he ended up creating the Twin Towers with him and Hakeem Olajuwon. But his first 3-4 seasons, all NBA level performer. The man was, I think, 7'4", like 7'3", 7'4", like once again around the same height as Wemby, had the length, all that. Then I think he started having knee problems, knee issues, knee or leg issues, and then guess what? His career started to kind of spurt down.
You know who I see?
Because look, who?
I see Wemby becoming Wilt Chamberlain 2.0. That's what I think his max is.
I mean, he can.
We're gonna check him.
But he also can become a Ralph Sampson, a guy who's really, 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 really great. Top player in the league for about 3-4 seasons, and then bam, because all that wear and tear on the legs because he's so tall and long. I can see that happening. So that's why I'm going to rank Wemby at 3. But based off potential of what we've seen, oh, he's number one. I'm not going to. But number two, I'm going to put Zion. Now, I'm probably a prisoner of the moment of because of this season. He's actually able to play. He was actually able to play somewhat of a full season. Because the only time we've seen him for this much time on the court was like what his like third year or second or third year. I think it was third year or second year. Either way, but you saw Zion when Zion played and when Zion does not play, how the Pelicans looked. We saw it was like night and day. It was like two totally different Pelicans teams. That's all I'm going to say.
Didn't Wemby block Zion?
Huh?
Didn't Wemby block Zion?
Hey, it don't matter. Listen, my man Zion Williamson, that is baby Shaq. That is baby Shaquille O'Neal. That is Shaquille O'Neal if he was shorter.
That's I feel like he's more. I feel like I thought at one point he was baby Shaq. I think at this point he's more baby Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, older cousin or something. I don't know.
But Charles Barkley was 6'4". Zion's like 6'6", 6'7". So he's actually a little bit taller than Charles Barkley. Because I know.
He looks 6'4" though. Like on the court, he don't look tall to me. Maybe
true.
He's so big.
He probably is probably around because like I know Charles Barkley was like listed as 6'6", but like we all know, man, he's about 6'4". Yeah, even though that's still tall compared to us mere mortals.
Right.
But like in basketball,
they were talking today about who are some of the basketball players that could play in the NFL. And I think somebody put Zion at left tackle. I was like left tackle, but then I thought about it. I was like, dang, he is like 6'7".
yeah.
Basketball players are regular size. No, these are huge individuals.
Yeah. Exactly. But I just think if Zion continues...
the first person I thought about when they said Zion at left tackle was Mekhi Becton. That's my NFL comp for Zion. But anyway, go on, continue.
But I believe in I guess I'm being foolish, but hey, I'm gonna be foolish. I'm gonna believe in what I've seen from Zion now, because we've seen enough of a sample size of him now and what he can be in the future. So I'm going to put Zion as 2. And at number 1, come on, Ant-Man. And it probably is because it probably is because of a biased opinion, because Ant-Man has become He's in my top 3 of favorite players in the league right now. He's put himself in there, right there. So yes, so probably a little bit of biasness. I'm not gonna run away from, not gonna shy away from it. But just see what he's doing, and it is a little bit, and it is also a prisoner of the moment. But to see what he's doing. See what he did against him and the Timberwolves did against these Suns. My pick to win it all. I picked him to win everything this playoffs. I didn't win him just to get to the finals. I picked him to
win. Swept him like a fresh broom.
And now we're up 2-0 against the defending champs.
Half a sweep. We about to put him in the dustpan. They better start playing.
So yeah, give me Ant-Man. Like, give me Ant-Man. Give me Ant-Man. Like number 1. But which begs the question now. We talk about these young players, these 5 young players. Which one do you see as the face of the league 5 years from now?
It has to be Ant-Man. I feel as though like
no Wemby.
Nah, Wemby from France. Wemby from France. Like if we talking about the NBA, like I would probably think about an American born player. And if we thought about Ja, who else did we think about? We thought about Zion at one point. We thought
Mm-hmm.
about a lot of players. Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know who we haven't thought about as the face of the league?
Who?
Nikola Jokic. Why? Because Nikola Jokic plays for not the USA. um, I'm gonna say who I think might be the face of the league, and this might be recency bias, but Ant Man. If Ant Man is as advertised, and he is indeed at 22 years old, getting better and figuring the league out and understanding what he needs to do, that man gonna send the mail home. Let me tell y'all something. What? That man is ridiculous. He can drive. He has a midi. He can shoot the three. He plays defense. He has a handle. The offense goes through him. He has swag. He has charisma. Like, that's 8 things I just rambled off the top of my head. If he beats the Nuggets, it's going to be polarized. If he sweeps the Nuggets, it's going to be polarizing. Because not only have you had swept the Nuggets, but you also swept KD. And was talking cash money in his face. And treated
while whooping his ass.
While whooping his butt. While whooping his butt and taking his sidekick and turning him into his sidekick. I think I read some papers that said that Ant-Man is now in custody of Devin Booker, and it's no longer Luka. Whom is another player we don't think about being the face of the league. But yeah, I think it'll be Ant-Man. But I honestly think we need to pump the brakes because we're doing a whole lot of like ifs and fifths and what ifs and doing it. We all drunk right now. We trying to figure out. We're scrambling because we know the GOAT is about to retire at any moment. So we trying to figure out who we gonna pick to be the next face of the league. And I feel like that should just happen. Because back in the early 2000s and the 10s, well, not the 10s because that was owned by LeBron, but back in the early 2000s and everything like that, who we had LeBron, we had Kobe, we had Melo, we had Wade, we had Shaq, we had Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Who else? We had KG, we had Paul Pierce, we had Ray Allen. Who's some other players we had? Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dwayne Wade.
Oh yes.
I think LeBron played against Yao Ming at 1.2. If I'm not mistaken.
True.
Tracy. I could go on forever.
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter. Like it's a plethora of people back in the 10s. As to where now it's kind of just like, if we started naming players, we would be like, yeah, but like Devin Booker is a big, yeah, but we still waiting on Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still waiting on Jason Tatum. So it's either yeah, but or potential. So
who do I believe is going to be a face of the league? I think it's time for us to embrace the foreign, like, because we've basically embraced the foreign game, like in the NBA. Like, just if you really think about it, we've basically embraced it, like kind of like the way they play basketball. Honestly, they play, as Lucas said, they play tougher defense in over series than they do now, because yeah, but I'm gonna say Wemby. However, probably in the near future is really looking like Ant-Man. I would say it would cement it. I would say if the Timberwolves win the championship this season, would they win the chip this season? Yeah, we might as well get ready to call Ant-Man the next face of the league.
Giannis is another one that we're not calling the face of the league.
And the people thought we would after 2021, and then
I'm gonna tell you.
he
What is it?
didn't.
2024.
Yeah,
About the end 2024. By 2026, 2027, at the latest, we're gonna know who our new face of the league is, and I think it's either going to be Ant or Whitney.
definitely, because hopefully by then LeBron James will have to retire. I mean, I think LeBron James is only next year, because his son's coming to the league next year. His son's coming to the league. And whatever team that LeBron is whatever team Bronny is on, LeBron's gonna play. He wants to play with his son for 1 year and then retire the sunset and all that good stuff.
It would be really crazy. Honestly, I would be cool. Honestly, I already think LeBron is the GOAT. I think it's the only way to cement it would be for him to get another championship.
Yeah.
It would be really crazy if he went and ring chased with a team. How do I say this? How do I propose this? Say a team that LeBron's about to come off the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Say he does not sign with LA, and he go and a contending team picks Bronny in the second round.
Yeah.
Or heck, picks Bronny in the first round.
No, they ain't gonna pick him in the first round. He's most likely going to be like.
But I'm saying like a contending, a really good contending team. I'm not going to speculate on which teams right now, but a really good just that they really don't need too much.
Yeah.
They draft Bronny wherever they draft Bronny at. LeBron go over there. They're gonna win the championship. Not only is LeBron James the only player to play with his son, but he is also the only player to play with his son and win a championship in the first season. That'll be beautiful. Scripted NBA. Adam Silver. Get your people.
Now, if that happens, I'm sorry. Then I might even have to call. NBA's rigged for real. But
that would be rigged. I ain't gonna lie, but hey, time to shut these Jordan people up.
Whatever. We're gonna end this podcast like we always do with our last second shout out. So, KJ, who in the sports world do you have to shout out?
I mean, hey, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and shout out. Ant Edwards, because that man is balling out. He's coming into his own. He's taking the team by the horns and showing them that, hey, I am the leader. I am the guy running through me. And I hope he keeps playing, boy, because yeah, I enjoy watching it.
Well, my shout out goes out to the rookie class for my Commanders. They got their numbers. It's like Sanders still is number 2, though that's a duplicate number, so his is subject to change. Of course, Jaden Daniels is 5. Come on, McCaffrey is 12. Hampton is 45. McGee is 58. Coleman is 74. Sinnott is 82. Should have drafted the other tight end. But anyway, John Baptiste is 90. I'm telling y'all, I tell y'all about this man, John Baptiste. Just watch. And Jerzon Newton is 95. I don't know. That doesn't. Hey, whatever. But yeah, shout out to our rookies for getting your numbers. Still don't like these draft picks, but only time will tell. But that's all the time we have, folks. I am MC Ron with his co-host.
It's Kenneth, y'all.
And we are keeping it. I'm just joking. We are keeping it 10 toes down. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be on the podcast and talk your sports stuff with the best in the business. That is me and my co-host KJ. All you have to do is one of two things. Either send an email to keepingit10toesdown@gmail.com. That is keepingit10toesdown@gmail.com. Or send us a direct message on Instagram. That is at keepingit10toes. That is at keepingit10toes. What is the score for the Celtics versus the Cavs? Oh, crap. The Cavs are whooping them. Like, we were recording this podcast. I really haven't been like watching the game as heavily. It is 114-87. Huh?
Jason Tatum, you are not.
Man, we were just talking like we've been waiting for this guy to like explode, and it's just like every single time we think, here comes Jason Tatum, and then he's like, nah, let me just sit back. Come on, Tatum. This is actually surprising. Like, I didn't expect the Cavs to win one in Boston, to be perfectly honest. Wow. Like, wow. But that's all the time we have, folks. You have a great night. And just in case we are not recording next week, because next week is our guy, KJ's birthday, turning that 30-30. So I'm gonna tell you happy birthday in advance. I know I'm gonna tell you happy birthday on your birthday anyway, but for podcast purposes, happy dirty 30.
Appreciate it.
Welcome to the 30 Club. It's all downhill from here.
My legs are hurting already. No, I'm kidding.
But y'all have a wonderful night, people. Enjoy the NBA playoffs, and also enjoy the NHL playoffs for all you hockey fans out there.
The sun is under my feet and I come in peace to compete. I don't run if you athlete. My statistics go up in weeks and I go visit the nearest creek and I get busy. Yo, mini MC, really ballistic. Anybody can see any assistance. Everybody to see some persistence. Recognize I be really too vicious. The permanent beast and the demolition. Bringing up the street. Better partition. Better dot your T. Hannibal mention. How all you see. Putting my dick in the rap industry. Everybody bitching. Getting mad at me. Recognize Kendrick in a battery. And I'm charged up in a catastrophe. It's charged up in audacity. Y'all fucks never gonna have